Hello, welcome to Moist Nougat. I am the Kid.
And I'm Dana Lee.
Well, I guess we'll jump into our top five.
Yeah.
Make this a short one. I know you got to get home anyways, and hey, we didn't hear anything. I guess we'll jump into our top five. There they are.
There it is.
There they are.
We had to wake them up.
They were all
Sorry
sleeping.
about that.
I guess that's how exciting we were.
They weren't Florida fans. That's all there is to it.
We're gonna finish off with the top five best things about Florida, according to us.
Sure.
So I'll let you start it out.
So my number 5 is I wrote the beautiful interior of the state, because we all have a vision of Florida being sand-covered beaches, big life. You know, you got basically everybody thinks about Miami, and of course, you know, I can understand that. If you've never been to Florida, that Miami would certainly be a big draw for you.
You know, the whole center of the state's a very mountainous region.
Yeah, it's a very well, they're inverted somehow.
42 to 400 some feet.
Yeah, more like 7 feet to 12 feet.
Yeah.
But the interior is beautiful. I just love it. It's very much grassy areas, and then lots of palms, and it's just a beautiful area.
Yeah.
It's so not the beach areas,
Right.
that it's great to drive through.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's one of those states where you can drive across it and
Oh yeah. You know, I don't know.
A few hours.
It's a couple hours that you're across.
Yeah, from one side to the other.
Yep.
I can't tell you the name of the restaurant. The restaurant might not even be there. But back when we were on the road and we used to go to Daytona, I remember we went, and I don't know if you were with us or not. There was a whole group of us that went, but we went to some, restaurant that had like peel and eat shrimp.
Oh yeah.
And it was kind of down. It was on the water, but I remember there was a bridge going across, kind of like a main thoroughfare. So there was traffic going there. But I just remember it was, the peel and eat shrimp was just great. It was probably just the atmosphere, sitting out and enjoying it, and with the group of people we were with.
Yeah.
But it was the best shrimp that I've ever had.
Oh, no kidding.
And we're just sitting out at picnic tables, drinking beer, eating shrimp.
Yeah.
And
great.
we also went to another restaurant. Just the whole beach vibe. I really dig the whole beach vibe.
Sure.
We were at a restaurant that had like an old like fishing boat like inside the place.
Oh yeah.
Is decoration and just everything, just the way it was decorated. I can't remember the food, but just the vibe of the place was really cool.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things about Florida.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Or the best things about Florida.
Yeah.
Like I said, I tried to find that restaurant, but I was like, this is like a needle in a haystack.
Yeah.
Because we're going back 20-some years.
Oh,
and like I said, that place might not even be there.
Right.
But it more than likely is, because it was a big place and it was crowded.
Yeah. What was it close to again?
I can't remember, but I mean, we were off the beach. But it was on a waterway of some sort.
Okay.
And there was a bridge going, like you could see a bridge and like cars going over it.
Right.
And
right above it?
yeah.
Was
Not
it
right above it, but pretty close to being.
Was it
above
Port Orange?
It might have been.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I said, I flat out can't remember.
Right. Could have been in Port Orange. I remember going to a place over there.
Yeah, it was real good.
What was interesting for me, speaking of restaurants in Florida, is that when I was a little kid and we were living in Kendall back in the 50s, we used to go to a place called Shorty's.
Yeah.
And it's still there. I couldn't believe it. And it's still a huge draw.
Yeah. Some places just stand the test of time.
And still in Kendall, Florida. And I may have screwed up on the name, but I'm pretty sure it was Shorty's.
Shorty's or Tall Boys, one or the other.
But, oh my God, I love going there when I was a kid, and it's identical. They never changed a thing.
Yeah.
Yep, just these big, long picnic tables inside, and lots of waitresses.
That's how this place
buzz
was.
of a place. Yeah.
It was inside and out. It was just picnic tables.
Uh-huh.
I dig places like that. It's kind of a neat atmosphere.
Sure.
Now, the decor wasn't anything special there, but the food was good.
exactly.
Now, the other place, the decor is really cool, and I'm sure the food was good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know how we found this place, but
Right.
you know, word of mouth. You hear, oh, you got to go check out this. You know, it's a little bit off the beaten path, and
Right.
but you know, really good steak or really good seafood or whatever.
Yeah.
What's your number 4?
So number 4, the car culture in Florida. So because of the great weather there, it's prime for a car culture. So you've got you've certainly got drag racing there. It's one of the first events I ever saw in Florida. Went to Gator Nationals.
Yeah.
Out in the swamp, and it's a beautiful drag strip. I was there. I was a sophomore in high school, 1966, 67, and just had a blast.
Yeah.
My grandparents asked me, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, "I want to go to the dragway."
Yeah.
Where's that? Gator Nationals. It's like it was a long drive. My grandparents were ready to. They were just so cool. They were ready to do anything with us. Okay, never had seen a drag race, and oh my God, there was a. Do you remember the name Big Daddy Don Garlitz?
Yeah.
Yeah, Big Daddy Don Garlitz was Don the Snake Prudhomme.
Mm-hmm.
They were there racing their dragsters. Oh my God, it was so much fun. I was in heaven. My grandmother was freaking out because it was a night race. They come out with these big fuel dragsters, and flames are coming out the exhaust pipes, and man, I was in my glory.
Yeah.
They're like, "Are you sure you wanted to come here?" Yeah, real sure. But the car culture, and of course Daytona and Sebring. So you've got all kinds of racing. But Florida is just, if there's car shows going on, man, it's just the stuff you see is so cool.
Yeah.
Because people in the car culture, they just gravitate to. That's why it's so big in California and other places across the country. But
yeah, when you live somewhere where you can keep your cars nice.
yeah, that's the key. Yeah, that's really key. So, and I've always been a car guy, and so.
Yeah, I went with. Sorry, I didn't mean.
No, that's just one of my favorite things about Florida.
I went with Gatorade.
Mm-hmm.
Because Gatorade originated the Florida Gators.
Right.
Florida
right.
State, or not Florida State, but the University of Florida.
University of Florida.
And I love my orange Gatorade.
Yep.
So not a whole lot I can say about it, but
right.
That's where I don't know what year it was, but because it's
60s?
So probably
maybe 60s.
But because it's so hot and humid there, they concocted their own drink to keep everybody hydrated.
Yeah, really.
So
yeah,
Gatorade.
So best things about Florida. Me, my number 3 is the Keys, and I just wrote the Keys are incredible.
Yeah.
And my sister was fortunate living in Florida, south of Miami, and I think they were in Coral Gables, and they would spend their weekends going down to the Keys. They had a sailboat down there. They had a beautiful sailboat. It had a cabin, it had a galley in it down below, and they would just spend their time sailing around the Keys.
Yeah.
That's how they would spend every weekend. And she said, after a few years, she said, we knew the Keys really well. We knew them like the back of our hand, and we would sail into an area and throw out the anchor for the night and sleep, and they loved it. And then I can't remember what massive hurricane that leveled Homestead.
Yeah.
And it hit down that way, right at the top of the Keys. I can't remember the name of it. There's been so many names in big storms. But
I think it was Bruce.
It could have been Bruce. It was a very angry Bruce, if that's what it was. Picked up the sailboat, and they found it where there's a big marina near the Air Force Base down there outside of Homestead, and they used to keep the sailboat there in the water. They found it like 300 yards away in a bunch of junk laying on its side, all tore up. That's where they found the boat. Yeah. That hurricane picked it up and just launched it.
Yeah, sucks. That's
amazing.
The downside to living on the water like that.
Oh yeah.
I've never been here, and I talked about it a little bit ago. The Kennedy Space Center.
Yeah.
just the fact that there's so much history. There's so many missions that left there.
Oh my God! Yeah.
You know, just never been there. But like I said, if I was to go to Florida, I would definitely go there and do like a tour.
Yeah. What was it
know.
called before the Kennedy Space Center?
I don't know.
Hadn't heard. Cape Canaveral.
Oh, well, I thought it was just in Cape Canaveral.
Oh yeah, it was always called Cape Canaveral
Okay.
when it first opened.
Yeah.
And then they changed the name.
I wasn't sure because originally when I wrote this list, I had Kennedy Space Center / Cape Canaveral,
Cape
and then I was like,
yeah.
I looked up Kennedy Space Center again. It said Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, and I'm like, I don't want to sound like a moron,
right,
thinking that it's the same thing. But
yeah, that's
they named it Kennedy Space Center after he came out and said we're going to the moon, and, you know, and basically put him behind the 8 ball.
Oh yeah,
we're landed on the moon before by the end of the decade.
Right.
You know,
Hey,
like,
yeah, pretty cool.
Come on, roll your sleeves up there,
Yeah,
Kennedy.
definitely.
But they got it done. What's your number 2?
The landscapes of Florida, along the Gulf Coast, the interior, the Everglades, and the Atlantic coast. I mean, it's just all the
How am I
different.
supposed to write that down in like 3 inches
Yeah, really.
when I take notes?
Just the landscapes of Florida.
Okay.
I mean,
that's easier.
it's so diversified and just awesome.
Yeah, especially the mountainous region.
The mountains are the key to it all.
I went with oranges.
Mm-hmm.
One of my top 5 best things about Florida is the oranges.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense because I said when I did it and I stopped and got oranges, they weren't even that good.
Yeah.
I just got an off day, I guess, for oranges.
Yeah, Florida oranges were really really grown as an eating orange, but I think it was more focused on a juice orange.
Yeah.
So, yep. Back in the days when we were buying them, of course, there was always pits in them. There wasn't any.
Yeah, I just wanted to be cool and come back from Florida with like all the bags of oranges and hand them out to everybody. Here's a bag of oranges from Florida.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's like, "Oh, Florida oranges."
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But yeah, not shitting on Florida oranges. They are
right.
Good oranges.
Yeah.
I don't eat enough fruit. I should eat more fruit.
You need the fiber, so go for the fruit.
Yeah, I get my fiber from cardboard.
Cardboard. That's chewy.
A little salt.
A lot of salt. So, are we on to number 1?
Yes, you're number 1.
The weather.
Yeah.
That
was going to make my list, but I don't really care for the weather because it's too hot and humid.
Yeah, it's definitely.
And I was going to say that it's the Sunshine State.
Yeah.
It's actually like 8th or 9th on the list.
Right.
Like Arizona and shit is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Gets more sunshine. I mean, they're up there.
Yeah.
But I had to go with the beaches.
Yep. Good choice.
Just because anytime I can go to the beach,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And whether it's in Florida or North Carolina. Yeah. I feel like we fizzled out after our break.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, fizzling will happen.
But, when you try to do 2 episodes in one day.
Sure.
And we still got work to do after this.
Oh, yeah.
We've got to shoot some promos. We're going big time. We're going big time.
Yeah, there's a lot to this.
No, we're not really going big time. But
Podcasts will make you sweat.
it is warm out there today.
Yes, indeed.
Well, anyway, this is probably going to be our first podcast under an hour.
Okay.
So on that note, I'm going to say thanks for listening. I am the Kid.
And I'm Dan Ali.
We'll catch you next time.